What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, we are going to be talking about how good is Chase Elliott. We're going to talk about how good of a driver he is. We're going to talk about his versatility as a driver and talk about how generally good he is as a NASCAR driver. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first thing we're going to talk about his statistics since joining NASCAR Cup Series. Now, we also could talk about his time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the Truck Series. 2013 made quite a few starts in NASCAR Truck Series, actually able to score one win in the Truck Series at Canadian Tire in a very controversial way, getting into Ty Dillon, but hey, it's just racing. He ended up winning the event in 2013. He did take out Ty Dillon, but he won the Canadian Tire event, which is a road course, might I add, which we'll talk about later in this episode about his road course prowess. In the NASCAR Xfinity Series, he, in 2014, was able to score 3 wins at Chicagoland, Texas, and Darlington, and he would actually end up winning the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship in 2014. At the time, the series was called the NASCAR Nationwide Series. And in 2015, while he did not win the championship, he came runner-up in the points, getting beat out by Chris Buescher. He did only score 1 win in 2015, though, at Richmond International Speedway. And then he would end up replacing Jeff Gordon in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2016. His stats in 2016 was he scored 0 wins that year, had 10 top 5s, had 17 top 10s, led 358 laps, and had a 14.6 average finish. Not a bad rookie season for a rookie, in my opinion. That's actually really good stats, in my opinion. Yes, he didn't win like 3 races like Tony Stewart did in his rookie year, or won like 4 or 5 races like Carl Edwards did. Technically, in 2005, Carl Edwards was a rookie that year, but he still had pretty good stats as a rookie in 2016. His second year in 2017 would only get better. He was able to not score a win that year, but he did improve with 12 top 5s, had 21 top 10s. He led 560 laps that year, and he had a 12th place average finish. I believe he ended up finishing 5th in the points that year, ended up being the highest driver to not make it to the championship for. He came close to winning a lot of races in his sophomore season. He was able to win wasn't able to win, but he almost won Dover, unfortunately choked that away, and was this close to winning Martinsville, but unfortunately what happened at Martinsville was he got dumped by Denny Hamlin, unjustifiably. So he got screwed out of winning there, but he paid back Denny Hamlin. Phoenix actually almost won Phoenix, but Matt Kenseth ended up beating him there in 2017 at that race, which I think was really cool to see Matt Kenseth win that. And then the next year in 2018, he only continued to get better as he finally broke through in 2018, where he scored 3 wins, had 11 top 5s, 15 top 10s, led 601 laps that year, and a 12.2. Actually, he had 3 wins, 11 top 5s, 21 top 10s, led 325 laps, and he had a 12.2 average finish. So Chase Elliott's season improved in some ways in 2018, but also was kind of not as good in other, well, it was pretty good in 2018. So he improved in some areas like top 5s, but he did not improve in laps led that year. But he did, like I said, won 3 races. He won at Watkins Glen, won at Kansas, and won at Dover in 2018. 2019, while it would be a better year for him in some areas, it would also be a worse year in some areas as well. In 2019, he was able to score 3 wins once again like he did in 2018. He had 11 top 5s, had 15 top 10s, 601 laps led, and a 15.1 average finish. This actually would end up being his worst statistical year in average finish and top 10s in a season, but it would tie for the most wins he had in a year, and he would also end up leading the most laps he ever led in a season. And really the reason that average finish is as bad as it was, the last 3 races in the round of 8 were not very good. So Chase Elliott had a bad round of 8, really had a end of season collapse. And a lot of people were thinking, can 2020 get better than this? And actually, it would end up getting better in 2020, as in 2020, Chase Elliott would end up scoring 5 wins in the season, had 15 top 5s, he had 22 top 10s, led 1,247 laps, he had 11.7 place average finish, and not only that, only in his 5th full-time NASCAR Cup Series season, like Johnson did in the 2006 season when he won the championship, Chase Elliott would win his first NASCAR Cup Series championship, holding off drivers like Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano to win the championship. And the 5 wins came at very diverse tracks. Was able to win at Charlotte International Speedway, the second Charlotte race, as this was a weird year because he had double headers at tracks that never usually had double headers. Like I mentioned, he won at Charlotte that season, was able to win at, not Watkins Glen because Watkins Glen got canceled, won at the Charlotte Roval, won at Phoenix, won in Martinsville, and then he also won at the Daytona Road Course. And going back to 2020, a lot of people say that he really doesn't deserve the championship, but other than the Winston Cup format, which we're never going back to that, just because the season is too long, every other format that Chase Elliott ran in, he was able to win the championship. So Chase Elliott, I think, is a deserving champion in the NASCAR Cup Series. And you even look back at some of the races as well that he could have honestly won at early in the year. You look back at Phoenix, early in the year where he probably was one of the cars to beat, one of the top two cars to beat early in the race. But unfortunately, he had a loose wheel and had to come down pit road later in the race. At Las Vegas, had I think like a metal bead or something break inside the tire rod, cut the tire down, and really hurt Chase Elliott's chance to end up finishing like 25th in that race. Go back to, the second Darlington race where he got turned by Kyle Busch on the straightaway unintentionally. It was not very happy to happen. He had a fast car in that race. And you also look back at, some of the race like the Coca-Cola 600 where he was 2 or 3 laps from taking the checker flag, might I add. And he had his teammate decided to have a cut tire with 2 laps to go. Though he, like I said, did redeem to finally get that first win later in the next, 3 or 4 days later. Actually, at Thursday, because they postponed the race from Wednesday to Thursday because there was a lot of rain in the 2020 season. At Bristol, came this close to winning, but unfortunately, he kind of took himself out. That was his fault. I blame Chase for the incident with him. Logano, he got off the track and wrecked himself. And Joey Logano, who were 2 of the best cars throughout the afternoon in that race. And then at Homestead, came up short and almost won that. But Denny Hamlin ended up beating those guys, and Chase got on the wall. If he kept running the wall and not hit the wall, he probably would have ended up getting close to Denny Hamlin, maybe passing him late as he was gaining on Denny Hamlin late in the race. But, I mean, in the playoffs, he won. I think he led almost every race. I think the only race he did not lead in 2020, I think, was in the playoffs was, I think, Texas. Other than that, I think he led at every other playoff race, which I don't think any other driver in the playoffs did very well. So he was the best overall in the playoffs. And now we'll talk about the versatility of Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is a very, very, very versatile driver. You look at all the different types of tracks that Chase Elliott has been able to win at. He's been able to win on 1.5 mile tracks like the Charlotte International Speedway. And he's also been able to be good at tracks like Charlotte International Speedway. He's been able to win on a lot of road courses. As a matter of fact, he's arguably the best road course driver since Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon race, already with 5 career road course wins, including 4 straight since 2019 back at, I think it was Watkins Glen, winning Watkins Glen, Charlotte Roval, Daytona road course, and also winning at the Charlotte Roval as well. And then he's also won at short tracks as well. He won at Martinsville in very clutch fashion. And he also won at mile tracks as well, like Dover and Phoenix. So he's very versatile, and also super speed as well, where he won at Talladega. So Chase Elliott is a very versatile driver. And Chase Elliott is also a really good driver because he's a driver that's not just going to sit back there and just take the off season. What does he have to lose? He just won the championship, right? Well, Chase Elliott's thinking, how can I improve myself at only 25 years old? As this video will be coming out on Chase Elliott's birthday tomorrow when he turns 25 years old. And that's the crazy thing, right? Chase Elliott has already got 11 career wins in a championship, and he's only 25 years old. We're looking at Chase Elliott 5, 10, 15 years down the road, and I think he's already a NASCAR Hall of Famer. There's no champion. I think every single champion that has won a championship in NASCAR, I think is either really close to getting NASCAR Hall of Fame or is already in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. So Chase Elliott's probably already going into NASCAR Hall of Fame. He's a most popular driver, and he has that possibility of carrying this forward into the future. I think Chase Elliott, by the end of his NASCAR Cup Series career, I think that he could honestly, by the end of his career, have possibly up to 60 career wins or even more, especially with the way they're changing the schedules, especially in 2021, where he's already the favorite going into the season because you have more 750 horsepower package races than 550 horsepower package races. And what's the strength of Chase Elliott? He's very, very strong on, guess what? The 750 horsepower package races, where 23 of the 36 races will be with the 750 horsepower package. He's good at tracks like Bristol. And not only that, we have 6 road course races next year. Now, do I think he's going to win all the road course races next year? No, but I think he's arguably the favorite going to every single road course race, but I still don't think he's going to win all the races. He could potentially next year, and I'm not kidding when I say this, I think that Chase Elliott could honestly win 10 races next year. There is a very big possibility he could do that. Do I think he's going to do that? No, I think 6 or 7 wins is what he's going to get next year, but he's going to continue and improve every single year. And like I mentioned, Chase Elliott is not just sitting around in this offseason. He is running the big 3 crown jewel events this offseason. He's running the Chili Bowl later this year in January, which starts on the day after my birthday. He's going to be running the Rolex 24 and also running his Snowball Derby to get better on like short tracks. He's going to run Snowball Derby to get better on the short tracks and improve his game. I mean, he's won the Chili Bowl back in, I think, 2010 and 2011. He won that event those 2 years. But he wants to improve himself on short tracks, even though he's really good on the short tracks. He's running the Rolex 24 to get better on road courses. Yes, he's really good on road courses, but he wants to improve himself on the road course tracks as well. And he's running a Chili Bowl for one particular reason, in my opinion. There's a Bristol dirt race that's happening not that long from now. It's like coming out in March 28th. And you're going to see a lot of drivers also running the Chili Bowl, but he's running the Chili Bowl because he doesn't have to run the Chili Bowl. He really doesn't have to, but he wants to come better on the dirt because he doesn't want to run 25th. He wants to go out there and contend against guys like Chris Ravel and Kyle Larson. And I respect that. I extremely respect that from Chase Elliott. And that's why I think Chase Elliott is going to be a legend number 4. He's continuing to improve himself, go out there and try new things in NASCAR, and continue to improve himself. And like I said, I think by the end of his NASCAR Cup Series career, we could see him on the Mount Rushmore. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think that he could end up being really in the running to be the Mount Rushmore. And think about this too, there's another thing. You have guys like Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Mark Truex, Denny Hamlin, and Kurt Busch dominating sport. Those guys are not going to be around forever. The only driver that's going to be around for a long time, which Joey Logano is going to really have to face, is Joey Logano. Joey Logano's only like 4 or 5 years older, even though he turned 30 this past year. So the only major competition Chase Elliott's probably going to have to deal with is Joey Logano, which they're very, very similar. And you can honestly compare Chase Elliott to guys like Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, and even Jeff Gordon a little bit in their early stages, though Jeff Gordon was so dominant, it's really hard to compare Jeff Gordon to Chase Elliott, but a lot of people like to compare Jeff Gordon to Chase Elliott. Ever since Chase Elliott won his first career race, he has been unstoppable. He's been one of the cars to beat. And his confidence has only gone through the roof. Early in his career, he was very, very doubtful of himself, not very confident of himself. But as he has progressed as a NASCAR Cup Series driver, his confidence has only grown as a race car driver. And he will continue as time goes on to become a better NASCAR driver in the NASCAR Cup Series. So, anyway, that is going to be for today's special NASCAR video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, turn notifications so you'll be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Link description below for that, and comment your thoughts on today's video. What do you think about today's video? Do you really think that Chase Elliott could be a NASCAR Hall of Famer in the future? And how many wins do you think that Chase Elliott will have in NASCAR by the end of his career? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you do like this video so you can recommend more great NASCAR content out to you guys. If you do that, I will really appreciate it. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.